What if I told you that you could have whatever you want in your paralegal career by just writing it down? Okay, stay with me for this one. It'll be worth the 10 minutes, I promise. So I was doing my annual clean out the desk drawers and piles of paper the other day. In other words, I was procrastinating and coming up with another excuse that I could use so I didn't have to start doing that project. You know that exercise. It's the one where we tell ourselves we'll be much more productive once we get all this other stuff out of the way. It sounded like a good idea though, because it was part of the new year or, close to the new year, a couple months into the new year. And it's a good time to clean and organize your office. Well, I came across this planner that I had purchased back in 2017 when I just moved from Atlanta to Florida. This was actually more than just a planner. It had a section for writing out your goals and your vision, the vision for yourself. For me, it was the vision for my company. Plus, it had a section for a 5-year plan, a 1-year plan, and then quarterly planning to get you to that 1-year and 5-year plan. I haven't used that planner in years. In fact, I haven't even looked at it. I forgot that I had it. I think at some point I just decided that I was too busy to write all that stuff out and I just needed to get the work done. You know what they say, less time planning, more time working. Anyway, I actually forgot that I had it and I flipped to the 5-year section at the back of the planner and I was literally shocked at what was on the paper. I remember back in 2017 when I bought this planner, it was after listening to some podcast episodes about goal setting and visualizing and that kind of stuff. Now, keep in mind that I haven't used the planner or even looked at it for at least a few years. So I'm looking at it recently, and the 5-year plan that I wrote is exactly what my life looks like today. I am not kidding. I'm not exaggerating at all. I'm talking right down to the details of the house that we bought this past year. Do you know what else was in there? That I was going to have a podcast show. I didn't write anything about a YouTube channel, but I had a podcast show in this 5-year plan. So I just started listening to podcasts at the time, and it was on my morning walks, and I could see how that could be a huge value to paralegals if they had a podcast that gave them strategies and tips. I had no idea how to start a podcast show or what it would take to put out a show every week, but it was there, clear as day in that 5-year plan. I started my podcast show in the fall of 2021. So I got there a little early because this is the 5-year mark. Do you know what came in the summer of 2022? Right at the end of the 5-year mark? The house that we bought. In the middle of the worst time ever to buy a house. But we did it, and it is exactly as I described it in that 5-year plan. In fact, let me share one of the details. This one freaked me out a little bit. In my 5-year plan, the new house would have a bigger yard and space for me to garden, not vegetable garden, just plants. A space to take care of my orchids and Hoyas and monsteras and other plants and flowers. When we bought this house, it had this ugly outdoor bar area that was essentially like a 3-sided covered shed kind of thing. The previous owner had beer decals and things all over it. And again, it's like an outside bar. I suggested we tear it down because neither one of us are going to sit out in the hot Florida sun to have a drink in something like that, when we have a great covered patio that has a screen on it. So my husband suggests that I turn that ugly outdoor bar area into a garden shed, a she shed. So that was for me to hang up my orchids and store my garden tools and things like that. So I painted it, I drew some flower stencils on it, and loaded it up with hanging plants and flowers. And I can look outside my office window right now as I'm filming this video and as I'm looking at that 5-year plan that I wrote in 2017. It's crazy. It wasn't just the space to garden. There are so many things in that 5-year plan that all happened. Where I wanted my business to be in 5 years, who I would be spending my time with, who I hadn't even met at that point 5 years ago, the people I would hire, all of it. But here's the thing. It's not that I wrote out all of that and did some magical voodoo chant in the mirror every morning. I followed the advice that I heard, which was to write it out in detail and then live as if you're already there. Have the mindset that it's not just possible, that it is happening and it's in the works already. That got me thinking, what if you could do that for your paralegal career and your personal life? Here's what I did, and you decide if it's something that you want to do. Write out what you want your life to look like in 5 years and as much detail as you can. Have a section for each major area of your life, like career, family, friends, home, health, spiritual. Do you see yourself 20 pounds lighter and running your first marathon? And for the health section, what does your health look like? Maybe you write something like, I'm healthier now than I've ever been in my entire life. Remember, this is where you expect to be in 5 years. Have you added a daily meditation practice? Or are you finally getting to that Saturday sunrise yoga? You've been wanting to do it for a while. We all have. So for your career section, how much money are you making at work by then? Where are you working? What kind of work are you doing? What does your office look like? For your family section, are you married in 5 years? Or are you in a fabulous trip celebrating your 20-year wedding anniversary? For the section on friends, have you made new ones or maybe made more time for the old friends in your life? Are you celebrating important milestones with them, maybe going on a long weekend trip somewhere? For the home section, where are you living? What does your house look like? Do you have a she shed? What does it feel like? Does it have a pool that you and the kids enjoy on the weekends? Write it all out. Now, as you're writing it down, try to stretch things. In other words, these are things that you would look at in 5 years and say, wow, this is my life. I'm not saying you should have a 5-year plan that you're going to hit the lotto and be an overnight millionaire, but I do want you to think big on some of these things. Here's an example. If you're just starting your paralegal career right now and you're writing that 5-year plan, don't write down that you're going to get 3% raises for the next 5 years and you're going to be at X salary. Instead, what if your 5-year plan was to double your income? Whether that's through raises, bonuses, finding a new job that gives you a huge bump, or maybe it's doubled because on the side you've started a cooking website. There are all kinds of reasons why something like this could be beneficial to the personal side of things. But this is a paralegal career show, so I'll focus on that aspect of this. If you write something like, in 5 years, I am a rock star paralegal who is known at the firm as the go-to person for e-discovery projects, and my attorney respects and values me, and I've doubled my income, and I have a bigger office with a window. Or I get to work from home most of the time now. Whatever it is, write it down. Then have the mindset that you're there. What does that mean? Confidence. You're going to go get the skills you need to feel confident in what you do. You're not going to sit in your office and complain on social media that no one's taking the time to train you. Because you've heard me say this before. I say it all the time, but I'm going to say it again. Do not leave the success of your career or failure of it into anyone else's hands. It also means that you have a positive outlook on where your career is going, because where you are now is only temporary. It's always temporary, if you think about it. You're on your way to greatness. No matter where you are right now, you are on your way to greatness. Write it down. What does that greatness look like to you? And then live it and breathe it. Actually do things that will get you there. I'm going to get better at putting out regular videos. Okay. That might be my thing that I want to do because I want to grow my YouTube channel. So write it out exactly where you want to be in 5 years. Live it as if it's already there and do things to get you there. And I would love to hear from you guys. Maybe it doesn't even take you 5 years. Maybe it's less than that. But I would love to hear from you in 5 years on what came true in your 5-year plan. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.